Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to another content creator who goes by the name of Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. I was looking through a couple of his videos and he made some good points on some things he was saying on one of his earlier videos. And then I watched one of his later repair videos and I was watching his process, and he's very thorough and quick with it. He really knows what he's doing, and it really takes a lot of years to get there. But as he's explaining in the beginning of this video, you'll see exactly how he made the ascent to be where he is today. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video and kind of just react to some of the repairs that he's doing and how he really diagnoses so fast, but it takes a lot of years to get to that point. So pay attention to this video because he makes some really good points on some things that we're missing today in society.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Commercial Kitchen Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Pat Finley. I work for General Parts in the Indianapolis, Indiana metro area. My goal for this podcast is to highlight what I do as a career in the day-to-day operations, as well as spotlighting all trades. I believe blue-collar trades is where it's going to be in the future. I started off in high school.
So he made a key point there. He said blue-collar trades are going to be the key in the future. Now, there's a lot of people out there going out getting hundreds of thousands of dollars of loans, and they can't find a job. They can't find a job. And every day, as I come across clients and other personnel that are calling for services, one of their biggest complaints is they can't find people, quality people, to repair their equipment and to keep it going. There's a major deficit in blue collar trade people and technical mindsets, and we kind of lost that over the years.
Taking vocational classes for electrical. I was an electrician for several years. I did a 2-year program through high school, came out and did 6-7 years as electrician.
So for what he's saying in this video, he's saying he did 2 years vocational training in high school. Got out, made a career out of it, right out of high school. Right out of high school, got out, started getting some experience under his belt. Within a few years, I'm sure he's making great money, doing really well, raising a family. And now what I see is a lot of people are struggling just to find basic jobs. High schools aren't teaching these kinds of trades anymore.
I was union, non-union. I ended up doing track homes and apartments for years. I want to do my best to promote all the trades, all the skills, everything. I don't care if you're running a backhoe. I don't care if you're sweating water lines. I don't care if you're running drains. I don't care if you're snaking drains. I mean, I want to talk to you guys. This is what it's all about. This is the future. I don't know how much longer all these information jobs are going to last, but there's always going to be people to run water lines, run HVAC. I mean, we're always going to be in demand.
So that's a point. We're always going to be in demand. And today, I can't express enough that how much the demand is. So if you're young or you know somebody who's young and who has a somewhat of an interest, offer them a trade. Offer them to go to an electrical program or a plumbing program or an HVAC program. And within 5 years, it will change their life.
All right, pretty easy what we got here. This lane heats nonstop. So you turn it on, it's rock and roll and does not shut off, just runs away. You can see the black discoloration, so you can tell it's getting a little hot.
So right away, he can see that part of this grill is not like the other. He can see the burn marks right away. So it takes years to be able to notice things like that, unless somebody's telling you, hey, this is kind of where the problem is.
We're going to change this. This is actually a little concession stand. Breakers off. Let's get started.
Notice that he said breakers off. So he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows I need to get the power down from this thing right away, because you don't want to be putting your hands in something that you don't know if it's live or not. So safety is key. Safety is key. So you could tell he has all this stuff ready. He brought all his tools with him, or what he thinks he's going to need. So he's pretty prepared to really get in and get out. And those are the kind of employees that you want. Somebody who has the mindset already thinking ahead. What am I going to need? Let me take everything with me. One trip. You don't want to be going back and forth. Time is money in these fields. Time is money. And not only that, the client wants to get going as fast as possible. They want to get back to business. Everybody wants to get back to the business of making money.
With power. Make sure power is off.
Very good. Double checking. So he's checking a second layer of protection, a second layer of safety. So that's awesome. Always make sure the power is off, and double check. Yeah, you turn off the breaker, but how do you know that was the right breaker? There's a breaker panel has several breakers.
Pretty too crazy. These are the easiest thermos I've ever seen.
So right there, he's probing all the points of contact that he knows he's going to be touching or coming in contact with and changing out. So obviously you can tell that he's safety conscious and he knows what he's doing. So it's very good. Thermocouple or heat sensor. So he can tell already that he can already see the end of this job. He just, at this point, he just needs to diagnose what the problem is. Yeah, so he's kind of just looking at kind of the some of the damage that occurred and trying to figure out and pinpoint exactly what happened. Bam, found it. So he pinpoint and diagnose the problem. Of course, he's going to go through and check, other areas. But for the most part, you can put your money on that's the issue. He can see 2 points of contact. The point where this coil hit the screw for the heater coil, where this temperature sensor hit the screw for the heater coil.
That's why the thermostat's bad. Tell me why new ones don't come with screws. This drives me nuts. You know how many times I drop one of these, lose it, and I don't have a screw? Send new screws, people.
Yeah. So you have to be aware of your parts and what they come with, and don't start throwing stuff away until you know the job is finished. So if you watch his process, he's lining it up side by side for 2 reasons. First, you want to make sure that you have the absolute correct changeover part, so it's pretty much plug and play. And he wants to make sure that he's taking each piece off in segments, piece by piece. Very thorough, careful, very easy process, so you don't get anything wrong. You want to try to be as organized as possible, and you'll save yourself a lot of time in the end.
Sorry for the droning of that hood. I can't do nothing about it. If I want power in my life, it's supposed to be on. And I'm a one wire at a time type of guy. Pictures, these are labeled. But
So there you go. That's a good point. So he's saying that the wires aren't labeled. So he's being very careful to get it off and get them right on, not get them crossed. Because the last thing you want to do is put in your new part, turn everything on, and then it still doesn't work. putting his temperature sensor back in the slot. He got the part changed. Fast, easy, careful, precise. This is exactly how you need to be in the blue collar industry, especially when you're working for clients. So he can see the damage on that terminal, but the terminal will be fine. It's still making contact. Yeah, that's definitely what took out.
It's all black. It's all burned up on the side.
What took out that thermostat. So depending on the voltage that's feeding this grill,
Boom.
could be 240.
That's why the heat's crazy.
It is definitely going to short out.
Back in here. So apparently that's a problem with these. So we want to make sure we have all these tucked out of the way. I'm not trying to do this again. Although it was freaking easy. Push over here. There's this grease trough. Make sure all my thermostats are all pushed in the same lengths.
So in this case, he's just kind of giving everything a once over and seeing if there's any other damage or anything else that really sticks out at him. But for the most part, he knows he made a correct diagnosis and he's going to be in and out. Last part of this video, he goes in and he tests everything, make sure that the other pilots are shutting down when they come up to temp. So, shout out to Commercial Kitchen Chronicles. Very good job, good process you got there. We can definitely appreciate that. So like I said, out here in the field, you're by yourself. You only have your experience to depend on. So you always have to do your best and be as prepared as you can with parts and tools. So always pay attention to what you're doing. Try to be as thorough as possible and try to get as much information on what you're working on as possible, or from the people who called you or the employees. Hey, what was it doing? Did you smell anything? Did you hear anything before you started experiencing a problem? Because really all you get when you roll up to a job is, it worked yesterday and today it doesn't work. And that's kind of where you're at. Then you got to kind of do your own investigation to see, to make your job easier actually. So I'd appreciate it if you like and comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.